Good day to everyone. My name is Natalia Vladimirovna Rakuta. I am a lecturer at the Department of Applied Economics at the Faculty of Economic Science. Here is the link to my page where you can have extra information. I want to present you a course on public economics. In general, public economics study the government. What is the problem here? We know that the best way to allocate resources is the market mechanism, but not always this mechanism can work. For example, there are market failures, redistribution problems, and other problems that the market can solve itself. Then the government can step in and fill the gaps. The government can solve some problems. So the aim of the public economics is to study how the government behave. What are the methods? What are the ways of the government to influence other economic agents? And what are the ways to solve problems? When economists study something, they primarily focus on the efficiency issues. Pareto criterion or other criteria, economists are interested how to improve efficiency, what influenced the efficiency of something. In public economics, efficiency is also a very important topic. We speak about the changes of incentives, how the government actions, how the government policy influence people's decisions. Do they motivate them to increase labor supply or maybe decrease it, to work more, to earn higher incomes or not, and many other questions. But in public economics, there is a second dimension. It also focuses on fairness. Government policies may influence incomes, may change people's incomes. The government redistribute incomes from rich to poor. It may have progressive taxation and some subsidies for poor people. So in public economics, both dimensions, changes of incomes and changes of incentives, are concerned. Public economics focuses on many issues. Among them, there are several questions that are quite interesting. For example, why does government engage in some economic activities and not others? Why does it produce some goods like public goods and it does not produce other goods? Why has the scope of its activities changed over the past 100 years? If we look at the government at the beginning of the 20th century and now, we will see a tremendous difference. What happened? How does the role changed? What influenced that change? Then the questions might be, does the government do too much? Or maybe it does too little? It depends on the view, but what determines the size of the government? Does the government do well what it attempts to do? How to estimate government activities? What are the criteria? And could it perform its economic role more efficiently? Can we improve the efficiency of government actions? And also many more questions. To highlight the importance of the public economics research, in this slide I want to demonstrate you some Nobel Prize winners who inputted a lot into public economics. For example, Paul Samuelson. We know Samuelson condition for public goods, or Kenneth Arrow with its impossibility theorem, James Buchanan and public choice, Amartya Sen and inequality, George Akerlof, Michael Spence, Joseph Stiglitz, they all contributed to the research in public economics and they all got Nobel Prize for their inputs. Now let's move to our study, the course of public economics in the Faculty of Economic Science. In this slide you can see the literature that I recommend. So the first book is by Joseph Stiglitz, Nobel Prize winner as you remember, and the second is called Intermediate Public Economics by Hendricks and Miles. They are available in the HSC library and you can use them while studying the course. The course structure goes as follows. We start from general functions of the government. We answer the question, why does the government do what it does? How it corrects market failures, how it conducts redistribution, and so on. Then we move to public choice. These topics helps to understand how does the government understand what to do, how much to redistribute, which exactly public goods to produce. Public choice answers these questions. The next block is devoted to taxation. Taxation is the main resource for the government. When the government performs the functions, it needs resources. So taxation is the main resource. We analyze how collection of taxes influence people's behavior, firms' behavior. Is it distortive? Is it neutral? And then we conclude with optimal taxation topic, how to construct optimal tax system. What does it mean optimal? How to create it? Then we move to the analysis of the expenditure policy. We speak in general about all the expenditures, and then we focus especially on social insurance and welfare programs. And the next topic is cost-benefit analysis in the public sector. This is quite interesting because in the public sector, many projects have difficulties to assess. For example, the government wants to create a new hospital. The result of these expenditures of construction of the new hospital will be saved lives. And the government wants to understand, does it worth it? So the government needs to convert lives into money. And this is a big question. And it is not the only one in public economic analysis. Then we continue and we speak about efficiency of public sector in general, how to manage public sector's assets, public sector's property, and liabilities like public debt. We conclude with the topic on multiple jurisdictions. We know that the government may be organized as federal, regional, local. Are there special features for every level? The answer is in this last topic. Here is some information about assessments and grading. It might change a little because of the changes in our system of education, but the main idea is that final grade, total grade, is a sum of cumulative grade and final exam. Cumulative grade include the grades for all the assignments like midterm exams, group presentations, home assignments like 2 essays, and participation in the classwork. So you can see that there are many activities that you can be involved in, and they're quite interesting because the course is chosen not only by Russian students, but also by international students. And together participating in group presentations, participating in classwork, it's quite interesting to see how different are views of students from different countries. Well, this is almost the last slide, and here there are some reasons why to choose the course Public Economics. The first is it enables you to extend your understanding of economic theory. Public economics is a part of the classical core of economics. Microeconomics, macroeconomics, and public economics, these three, they constitute the basics of economic knowledge. Public economics is a separate part. It looks at the government from a different perspective, not like microeconomics, not like macroeconomics. It has its own angle, it has its own view. You also can apply your knowledge of microeconomic instruments to the analysis of new issues. You've studied microeconomics some time ago, and now you can use your knowledge. You can understand how to apply your knowledge. One more reason is that you can understand better what is going on in the public sector in Russia, in other countries, what are the changes, what are the tendencies, what are current and future problems. It can also help you to expand your future career opportunities. If you choose to work in public sector, then it's definitely information that you need too. And if you want to work in the private sector, then knowing how public sector works may also be helpful. One more reason is to meet good people, interesting people like international students and students from the other courses. Well, and as I might say, this is an interesting subject. You will enjoy it. And maybe you have your own reasons, then you can add them to this list. To conclude my presentation, I want to show you some feedback from the students from the previous courses. They studied public economics, and most of them enjoyed the course, and they think that it helped them to increase their knowledge, and it was great to study public economics. So this is the conclusion, this is the end of my presentation, and I welcome you to the world of public economics.